Hey friend, I want to take a moment to share a profound truth with you. It's not our abilities that show who we are, it's our choices. As a midlife woman on the path to discovering your God-defined purpose, you've encountered uncertainty and confusion, perhaps questioning your abilities and your place in this world. But I want you to know that your choices, your deeply heartfelt decisions, they are the compass guiding you toward your true calling. In this episode, I'm going to walk with you hand in hand, exploring what it means to make choices that align with your purpose and your spiritual gifts. We'll navigate some of the challenges that are unique to this phase of your life, and together we're going to discover and uncover the beauty of transforming from uncertainty to clarity. Your talents, your interests, and your passions are the building blocks for your God-given purpose. So friend, I invite you to reflect, to realign, to reclaim your divine purpose, and most importantly, to step fully into it. Your choices are your narrative, your legacy, your heart's compassion. So today, let's embark on this transformative journey together. And may you choose your next yes with unwavering confidence and a heart filled with purpose. Are you in a new season of your life? Are you stuck and searching for clarity so you can make a career change? Do you just need the courage to switch careers? Are you ready to follow God's plan for your career? Welcome to Choose Your Next Yes. Hi, Kindred. I'm Mel, a career transition coach, mom of grown-ups, coffee lover, and God girl. I've had a lot of big life changes, and I haven't always been clear about God's plan for me. This led to stress and anxiety and a lack of clarity and courage to make a career move. I finally started listening to God's voice to find clarity and peace and stopped being scared to make a move and achieve my career transition goals. Now, my mission is to help you learn to listen to God's voice and know when to say yes to the career you've always wanted and no to everything else. Let me show you how to clarify your purpose and find courage to pursue your personal and professional goals in your midlife and beyond. Throw down your self-doubt, dust off your dreams, Kindred. It's time to reset and refine and reclaim the woman you once aspired to be. Hey ladies, as I was trying to figure out what to do for the next episode, I came across a quote that I had heard somewhere. I don't even really remember where I heard it. It's the quote that I had in the intro, and it said that it's not about our abilities that show who we are, it's about our choices. And so often I have thought that maybe I don't have enough abilities. Maybe my skills aren't strong enough. I've had that imposter syndrome. I've had fear. I've had all of those things. And it's because I was worried that I didn't have the ability to do what I needed to do. But it wasn't about my ability at all. It was about the choices that I made going forward. The choice to do it scared, the choice to grow my skills where I needed to, the choice to network and grow with other people and learn from other people, the choice to have coaches and mentors who helped me and guided me, the choice to search the depths of my own soul and see what it is that God designed me for, what He preordained me for, and just move into it full force. Take ownership and just take action. Put my potential in motion toward the thing that God wants me to do, toward the career that I absolutely love. You guys have no idea how fulfilled I am bringing episodes to you each week, having coaching clients who I can walk through the steps of creating a podcast or help them choose a career that they absolutely are ready to move into full force. You can do it. I have so much faith in you. And I know you may be scared. There's so many uncertainties, but we have to trust God and having faith that He can get us where we need to go and that He will be faithful and that He already has the path laid out for us anyway is all we have to know. That is all we have to trust in. And we leave the rest up to Him. Joshua 24:15 says, "But as for me and my household, we will serve the Lord." If you are really trying to align yourself with God in your career, in every decision that you make, and you are really purposefully seeking to know what it is He's telling you to do and to do whatever He is telling you in all situations, then you are actually serving Him in the way that this verse is telling us to. Being a servant leader starts with being a servant to the Lord and then yourself. You have to serve Him by doing what it is that He wants you to do. And if you are not in alignment with Him, you cannot serve Him to the best of your abilities. Have you ever seen one of those cartoons, I think maybe on Bugs Bunny, where there's like a signpost and there's like 15 signs and they're pointing to all these different directions? Well, your choices are kind of like that signpost on the crossroad of life. And so we walk up to these crossroads and we see a signpost with all of these different signs pointing all of these different directions. And we have to make these choices because some of these choices are as equally good as the other. And some of them we know absolutely not. That's not the choice we need to make. That's not the road we need to go down. But some are so close, it's really hard to discern what the best choice is. But every decision, no matter how big or small, it sets us on a path with its own unique consequences or rewards. You know, there is tremendous power in making the right choice, but it's not always easy to know what that right choice is. We have to trust what we already know about God and about our own character to sometimes make a decision when the decision is really hard. We have to reflect on our character, our values, those things that we hold dear, our own moral compasses. Your choices not only affect your life's path, but it also influences how others perceive you and other choices that they may make as well, especially your children, especially at the adult age. My children look to me for coaching and mentorship in certain areas of their career. You know, my children are adults now, but they still need a mom who they can bounce ideas off, a thought partner, someone to talk things out with. And I have to give them good advice. And I can only do that if I am giving myself good advice and I am really listening to what is important to me as a Christian. And we all mess up. I have done things and said things and maybe posted things on Facebook that I shouldn't have, or had thoughts or actions that I shouldn't have. But those are things I learn from, and I don't repeat those mistakes. And that way my children can look at me with integrity. And they can come to me for sound advice because I am self-reflective and I know when I've made a mistake and I own up to it. At least I hope I do all of the time. I can't think of sometimes when I haven't, but it is so important for us to recognize those mistakes, own up to them, and then get back on the road that is the right one. The one that reveals our inner values, our priorities, our alignment with God, our relationship with God. And making those right choices help us get in alignment with God. Proverbs 3:6 says, "In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your path straight." When we submit our choices to God and seek His wisdom, we find that our decisions become pathways to fulfilling His purpose for our lives. Our choices are not made in isolation. They're a way to co-create our lives with divine guidance. When we commit fully, wholeheartedly to following God's will, we set ourselves up on a path that resonates with our true calling. These choices become stepping stones toward fulfilling our unique purpose, creating a sense of fulfillment and meaning in our lives. But when we're misaligned, there are consequences. Proverbs 14:12 says that there is a way that appears to be right, but in the end, it leads to death. When we make decisions out of our self-centeredness or without seeking God's guidance, we risk straying from the path that He has intended for us. And such choices may bring temporary gains, but they often result in that sense of emptiness and confusion, or in my case, like I make choices where I am just overwhelmed because I am not choosing wisely. And God told me a while back, a couple months ago, I needed to pare down the things that I was doing, get rid of some things. And I did for a very short time. And then I started adding things back and adding things back and adding things back. And eventually I got back to that place of being overwhelmed and ineffective because I had so many little things I was trying to do. I couldn't be effective in the few things that God really wanted me to focus on and to wholeheartedly dig into. So what do purposeful choices look like? Psalm 32:8 says, I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you with my loving eye on you. And James 1:5 says, if any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. To make purposeful choices means to engage in decision-making that is deeply aligned with your core values, your passions, and your God-defined purpose, guys. These choices aren't made haphazardly. Instead, they're deliberate, intentional decisions that reflect your commitment to living a life in harmony and finding your true purpose. Making purposeful choices involves following a few key elements. And the first is having clarity of your purpose or clarifying your purpose. You have to make purposeful choices that are rooted in a clear understanding of your God-defined purpose. You've taken the time to reflect on your spiritual gifts and your talents and the unique path that God has set for you. So now's the time to use that. This clarity, it serves as a guiding light, ensuring that your decisions are in harmony with your life's greater mission, with what God created you to do. Number 2, make sure you're in alignment with your own values. Purposeful choices are in sync with your deeply held values and those beliefs that you have that are in alignment with God. You prioritize your principles such as compassion, integrity, and love in your decision making. And this alignment ensures that your choices are not only personally fulfilling, but also contribute to the betterment of others and make an impact in some small or big way. And number 3 is being intentional. Making purposeful choices involves a higher degree of intentionality. You approach decision making with mindfulness, considering the long-term impact of your choices and your journey toward the thing that you need to do, that you want to do. And your decisions, they're made with the conscious intent of advancing your God-given purpose. And last is having that long-term vision. Remember back when you were a little girl and you were thinking about what your life was going to look like when you grew up. Maybe some of us were thinking about what we were going to do when, getting married and having babies, but I always thought about what I was going to do in my career. I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to be a singer. I wanted to be an actress. I wanted to be all of these things. And teacher is the thing that God actually had in store for me. And everything I did after I decided that education was the career that I was going to go into, all of the things that I did to prepare myself, all of the choices that I made, they were part of the strategic plan that has led me to podcasting, to coaching, to all of the things that I'm doing right now that are absolutely in alignment with what I love, with my passions, with my interests, and with my skills. And they all align with God's gifts that He's given me. The connection between purposeful choices and personal and spiritual growth is so profound and it is so transformative. Purposeful choices serve as catalysts for both individual development and spiritual deepening in so many ways. It helps with self-awareness and personal growth. It also helps with enhanced decision-making skills, with spiritual deepening, with fulfillment and joy. When you have purposeful choices, it can lead to a sense of fulfillment and joy that is so deep, and it transcends everything that you could have ever imagined. You can go from being unclear to embracing the purpose for which you were created. You will have more clarity and direction in your choices. There's empowerment and confidence when you make purposeful choices, because you're taking ownership of your own life, but you're making decisions based on what God is leading you toward, and you're asking for His guidance along the way. And asking for guidance isn't just praying about it. God uses other people to help guide us in the direction that we need to go as well. I have so many people that I call my mentors or my sounding boards or thought partners. And they help guide me in good decision making, because sometimes the waters get a little muddy and it's really hard to know what good decisions to make, especially when you've made a couple of bad decisions and then you're a little scared and then you're confused. Someone to be a sounding board or a coach or or mentor can really help get you back on track and get you going where you need to go. So I was going to make this one episode, but there's just so much in here and so much that I want to continue to say that I'm going to actually break this into 2 parts. So I'm going to stop right here for today, and I'm going to let you think about the things that I've said and do a little soul searching and do a little praying and do a little scripture reading and think about all of the decisions and how you can be very thoughtful in your decision making and make very purposeful choices. And then I'm going to come back here on Friday and I'm going to finish up with 2 more segments that are kind of long. So I didn't want to continue to go because then it would be a really, really long episode. And I don't like to be super long because I want you guys to be able to have it in a palatable amount of information. And I want to encourage you to jump into the show notes and click on the Career Clarity session. And let's talk about all of the things that you want to do. I can help you in your career pivot. I can help you figure out your spiritual gifts. I can help you figure out what soft skills that you have that can be transferable into a different career. I can help you figure out where your passions and your interests align with your God-given gifts and talents and all of those skills that you have. And we can create a customized plan to get you where you need to be. This is for you to become the best version of yourself, to reclaim the woman you once aspired to be. There's work to be done, ladies. Let me help you do it. I don't want you to shoulder this alone. I hope today's show was a blessing to you as you continue on your path toward everything that God has in store for your life and career. I will see you back here for part 2 on Friday. Bye-bye.